Hello Divine Counterparts, welcome into today's video. As you guys are probably anticipating, this is the midweek check-in for the Counterparts Twin Flames, okay? So jumping right into it, okay, this is a very interesting day. I woke up feeling not the greatest. I had a lot of dreams, really strange dreams where I'm dreaming about like other people's masculine, like another person's masculine, someone in my family, and what I dreamt about wasn't really a great situation. So I woke up sort of feeling a little bit disorientated and sort of like a little bit, worried that, look at this, a little bit worried that it was sort of speaking about the masculines as a whole, but I realized it was very much about fear, okay? So starting with the Divine Feminines, okay? So this is the channeled message. So during my meditation this morning, definitely channeled as soon as I woke up, right? Straight from a dream, pulling out the thorns that cause discomfort. And I feel like that's really where us Divine Feminines are at, as well as sort of like, and what that means, that's going to look different for each of us. But I think last night I had my stepsisters over, my sister and my stepsisters over, and we really spent some time just like going through some stuff, sifting through stuff, and my stepsister and I sort of on the same journey when it comes to, and I briefly spoke about this in yesterday's videos, but really wanting to get back to my purest, wholest, highest self, okay? And I've experienced little moments and things like that in my life, and that the last time that I did feel that way and feel like I was being my truest self was right before I met my counterpart. So, and I was noticing the patterning too of when, not even a month into our established relationship, it was like I automatically switched gears into, okay, got to make this solid, got to do the work, got to make sure that, I'm keeping on top of things so that it doesn't fall apart or not work out. It was very much trying to lock it down before it got away from me. And that's sort of like, that was part of my patterning, that was part of my, what I've needed to heal. And it's gotten me to this point where I'm like, oh, I didn't even need to do that. So I really sort of took the fun. I feel like I sucked the fun out of our connection. Obviously, it was supposed to be this way because now it's part of the lesson that we're both learning, or, what we're healing and working through and sorting through, because I feel like there is a lot of us, even those that aren't twins or counterparts, that this is playing out in their lives, in their relationships. And that's what we're here for. We're here to create a new paradigm, show people what love truly is about, and show them how to love, how to be in a relationship. Because up until now, what's most of the struggle has been listening to the conditioning, or listening to the, I guess you could say, prior advice and knowledge as to how to be in relationship and what that means. So that's definitely part of our journey here. I also channeled Selenite, okay? And so I don't know if you guys have some Selenite, grab your Selenite, keep it close. If you guys live with your counterpart, with your twin, keep it in the sort of main area of the house, maybe where they are at, or in the bedroom, or in the bathroom, wherever you feel like. Actually, maybe not in the bathroom, because Selenite or satin spar is very dissolvable. So yeah, don't keep it in the bathroom. But this is a selenite tower that I have. I went and grabbed it as soon as I got that sort of in my mind, and I sat with this during meditation. So if you guys are meditating and things like that, definitely have some selenite around. Keep it with you. Keep it in the main sort of like place in the house where you are. If you have little bits of selenite, like a selenite wand or something like that, keep it with you. So looking into the meanings of selenite then, great for meditation, spiritual work, and interaction with your guides. Okay, it also helps to release any negativity, fear, and anxiety. So great to keep around. I also saw a backpack as well. So this sort of told me about like organization and ready to go, right? When our bags are packed, we put out like school bags, right? We wear our school bag and we take it with us wherever we're going. So there's definitely a journey ahead. So also with that, I'm getting, make sure you pack your bags. Make sure your bag is packed with all of the essentials, all the things you need. Leave out anything that is just going to take up space and take up room. Wow, that feels powerful. And sort of like maybe make a list. What needs to go in your energetic backpack? What do you need moving forward into this next journey? Because I'm really sensing there's a lot. We're really reaching a new shift, a huge shift at the moment. I also saw 11:11 this morning. I just wanted to point that out. I'm not too sure if that's something you guys have been seeing too. Doesn't matter if it's not. Sorry, the yawn just came out of nowhere. Spiritual reading of a yawn. It's 1212. So 212 is my twin flame divine counterpart number, and also 1212 is definitely 1111 and 1212. I'm gonna put that down. Keep an eye out for that. Maybe that's confirmation for some of you. Maybe you've been seeing 1212. I feel like I need to look up that yawn. Our spirit trying to relax. The same thing happens during prayer. When we pray, we're becoming closer to God. If you don't pray, blah, blah, blah. Yawn stretches your energetic cords to help you initiate more energy into your body. Wow. Yawning symbolizes that we are feeling weak and shaken because of the environment or the surrounding presence. Wow, okay, great. So it's also about getting comfortable too. Feeling comfortable, I really feel like there as well. I saw and heard like a phrase, candle in the wind. I'm not sure if it is talking about like Elton John's song, but I'm assuming it is. Let me just look up. Okay, definitely look it up. This Elton John's Candle in the Wind, look up the lyrics, listen to it. I feel like that could be a sign for some of you guys. But also, from what I'm reading right now, it's very much talking about, yeah, like us, and definitely inner child sort of stuff that I've been channeling, and talking about getting back to the purest, most vulnerable version of myself. Okay, and that's, there's a part of us that have learned to, in social situations around other people, really just not allow ourselves to be ourselves. I don't know what it is. And I was talking to my sister last night, like there's just this, I just assume this role of responsibility and needing to be responsible and needing to be, think like King of Pentacles, right? Very just, okay, I'm here and we're working now and I'm providing and I'm making sure I'm cultivating a beautiful relationship in a beautiful space so that we can, I guess, grow. And that's not always needed. I feel like we're really needing to sort of focus on enjoying that and allowing our inner children to be present. So start focusing on, start meditating on and focusing on what it is that you can do to bring that version of you out. And I realized last night from talking to my sister that it's a sense of vulnerability. Vulnerability doesn't necessarily just mean, and opening your heart doesn't necessarily just mean that we say, oh my goodness, I love you so much, I have feelings for you, things like that. Vulnerability is being that version of yourself that you feel doesn't come naturally. So that's very much what we are looking at the moment. And I had that realization. I was like, oh my God, it's about feeling vulnerable with our counterpart, feeling vulnerable with our twin, feeling vulnerable enough to be completely let loose and not care about what they think about us, right? Because most of the time they don't, well, especially in my case, in the very beginning, I was like that when I met him. So that's what drew him to me. So why would he care? Things like that. And I'm also channeling 2 wedding/engagement rings. This morning when I was making the bed, I had the thought or the idea of like, it wasn't even like, I wonder, it was just like engagement ring in his top drawer or in his drawer. Then I was like, oh my God, like he would never be preparing for that right now because we're not there. Like energetically, we're not there. And it's like, try to shut those thoughts down, because they could be our twins' thoughts, our counterparts' thoughts, our person's thoughts, our soulmate's thoughts, right? Could definitely be, I'm just getting quickly, you don't necessarily have to be a twin, divine counterpart, or a soulmate. Like, there's all of them, all of the soul connections. If you're here, there's a message here, because essentially me, if, you know, I consider myself a divine counterpart, twin flame, we're here to help everyone adopt these realizations and understandings about love, and what it means to be love, and what it means to go through dealing with all the stuff. Like, people at this point, people usually, regular people, not that I'm not a regular person, but people break up and they give up on love because they think that real love is somewhere else, and it's not. And that's what we're taught to believe, you know. Like, obviously there are certain situations where, if, you know, someone's abusive and things like that, but when it comes to a difference of, you know, when it comes to dealing with like trauma and stuff, and childhood trauma, and needing to release all of that stuff, people, it's too hard and they leave. And that's not, there's not enough teaching or understanding for the general population that you don't need to. You can deal with your stuff. You can get through your stuff. You don't need to leave this person. You don't need to break up from this person. Things like that. So if you're here and you're not necessarily a twin flame or a divine counterpart, that's fine. There's probably something for you here. But for those of you who are on like a soul connection journey, you're going to get the most out of these videos. So feel free to subscribe and like this video. Follow me on Instagram too, because I do post daily divine counterpart messages on there too. So yeah, and the thing is with the rings and stuff, we just don't know if that's what they're thinking, or we don't know. Tomorrow they could get down on one knee. We just don't know. So, and you know, it's happened to people before. And who are we to dictate that? You know, let them think about that if they want to think about that. The funny thing, about 20 minutes after I had that thought, a friend messaged me something about someone had posted in a group on Facebook that they'd lost their wedding and engagement rings. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, literally 20 minutes before, I was thinking about rings. And Emily from Sacred Space, or previously Twin Flame Guidance 555, posted on her Instagram. Definitely go and follow her, but it's Sacred Space Readings. If you guys are on this journey, you probably already know who she is, but I absolutely love her. Her message for the day is, you are now learning to master your emotions so you can choose how you react to old situations rather than repeat the same behavior. And this is us pulling out the thorns that cause discomfort, right? Someone is very focused on you. They are observing the way you hold yourself, and they desire to make a commitment to you. These cards indicate a very happy relationship on the horizon. If you have been feeling out of balance with a current partner, then the good news is that you'll soon be seeing eye to eye again. As the full moon approaches at the end of the week, you are opening your heart a little more each day, and you're truly ready to receive your blessings from the battles you have faced in your past. Very much what I was talking about. Go and follow her and subscribe to her on YouTube as well. So that's what I was getting for the Divine Feminines. That's sort of where we're at. Now the Divine Masculines, a lot of stuff. Very interesting stuff coming up. I didn't expect to get this much from the Divine Masculines as opposed to the Divine Feminines. Usually I really easily tap into Divine Feminines because as a Divine Feminine. So the DMs, first thing that was coming up was purple crown chakra. Purple chakra, that's what it was. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure that the third eye and the crown chakra are different shades of like purple and indigo. So I looked it up, and the one that sort of really was standing out to me was the crown chakra. So I was looking up further in detail about what that could possibly mean. So the crown chakra talks about unity, union, completion, spirituality, introspection, and self-awareness. So this is what they're going through. It's also connected to the hypothalamus in the brain, and the hypothalamus rules I'm pretty sure, the nervous system and how we regulate. And that's very much what we've been going through. We've been struggling with, you know, nervous system regulation when it comes to being triggered, and them too. So when we're triggered, that engages our nervous system and our survival responses. So this is very much linked to the crown chakra. I saw there was a quote when I was looking on a website. It said, high level of curiosity, interest and willingness to discover solutions to many life issues in order to pursue the proper path. Wow, that's what the masculines are going through right now. They're having this awareness. I also saw it was written somewhere, something about blue and red combined equals purple. And what did I channel at the beginning of the week? The heart with the two main sort of veins, the blue and red, and we were needing to embody more of the blue. And I'm assuming that red was sort of where they were at. So it's a combination of both of those that make the purple, which is the awakening. Absolutely, absolutely crazy. I was also channeling that they might be seeing signs that they might be seeing 444, 666. So 4s are about stability, 4 of Wands, union, celebration, but physical, mental, spiritual, psychological stability. And 666 is balance. Okay, so it is equilibrium. It is it's balance. When we, I'm just getting quickly, when we are connected with our mind, body, and soul, right? Spirit, that's 3. Mind, body, and soul. When both of us and our divine counterparts, are both connected with mind, body, and soul, what does that equal? 6. 666, balance, divine connection, which is absolutely amazing. They might also be seeing rainbows, okay? So that talks about hope, good things coming through, fulfillment, and fulfillment of a promise. So I don't know, I feel like that's going back to the whole rings situation. I kept channeling the word hypothalamus, so I don't know if that was my ADHD echolalia, but it doesn't matter because I looked into that anyway, and the hypothalamus is very connected to the center of the brain, also more so the bottom of the brain, okay? Also to the third eye and the, what is it called? Pituitary gland, I don't know how to say that properly. The tiny little pituitary gland, and that talks about regulating and spiritual connection. So they're very, very, very much in that sense of spiritual connection. Snowflakes, okay, so they represent transformation, joy, and uniqueness, okay. Sailboat, okay, very interesting. Talks about timing, spiritual journey, and also I got from that, like, they're navigating their spiritual journey now. I feel like this is when it comes to the timing, when they're really on par with where we're at. I also channeled bananas, and when I got that, I got the duality card, the bananas card in this deck. It was like this. I saw this in my mind, and duality is very much. If we look at this thing again, there's 2 snakes here. The duality. It's also reminding me of Kundalini as well. So Kundalini rising, Kundalini awakening as well could be happening. I wouldn't be surprised. I've been really sensing this. I wouldn't be surprised if the next time that you and your counterpart are physically intimate, it is a reawakening of Kundalini. Okay. What else? Yeah, and with this, I also saw in the book, it talks about marriage too. Again, another symbol of that, another sign of that. What else? Oh, I just want to share as well. This was a little part for me specifically. I channeled my cousin who had, who's passed away. He popped into my mind, and I wasn't very close with my cousin. We lived at a distance, so we didn't really see each other than Christmas and when I was a kid, and then when my parents divorced when I was 10. Family Christmas at my dad's side of the family didn't really happen anymore. So it was very much, I didn't really know him that well. So he popped into my mind and I could see him very clearly, very, very clearly. And that was very strange for me because during, visualizations and things like that, I don't see things like super, super clear. Sorry, my hair's annoying. And I was like, okay, well, hello, what's this about? And he essentially was sort of having a bit of a back and forth conversation, and he was telling me that he was a guide for my counterpart. I was like, what? Like, this is so random to me. I was like, okay, who decided that? And he's like, we all did. I was like, okay, that's cool. Okay, well, what do you want me to like say, like what do you want to say about that? And he goes, I was like, what are you helping him with? And at the moment, and he goes, rings. Again, rings. So I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm just making this up now, like I'm, you know, creating a narrative out of this. I was like, okay, so give me a very specific sign. You know, what's something that I can look for as a sign to confirm that? Something that's very, very specific. And in the visualization, as I'm connecting with him mentally, I'm seeing him going, milkshakes. And I'm like, milkshakes? Like, I'm not going to see a milkshake. Like, that's so like, I'm never going to see a milkshake or something. It's milkshake symbolism. He's like, that's the point. When you do see it, you'll know. I was like, okay. So I just wanted to share that. So maybe that's milkshakes could be a sign for someone else too. But yeah, very, very, very interesting. So let's get to it. I want to start with today. What do I want to start with? I feel like I want to start with the romance angels, okay? This just fell out, trust, okay? So this situation is calling for you to have faith. All right, let's start with, I just saw the engagement card. Where the divine masculines are at right now, today, and for the rest of the week. So this is rest of the week energy, guys. It is Wednesday for me today, but I feel like these energies are very much commencing today for the rest of the week. So you could start to see, you know, things come up. All right, divine masculines, where the divine masculines at in regards to the divine feminines today and for the rest of the week. I'm going to show you, you cannot make this up. Ready? None else of those cards are sticking out except for the engagement. Literally except for the engagement card. Okay, I'm getting, don't look too much into it, like all of us, because we want that to be a surprise, right? Okay, so your love life is ascending to a high level of commitment. So for those of you who aren't already in an actual relationship, established relationship with your counterpart, this could be becoming into an established relationship with your counterpart. Love yourself first. This is definitely what they're doing. Okay, your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay, so they're definitely really putting themselves first when it comes to their inner children. Okay, and I've been channeling this for weeks now. This has been months now. We've been doing inner child healing and inner child work. There's lots of dogs here, dog symbolism, attraction. So they are attracting new opportunities. I'm getting, they're attracting new opportunities into their life. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. I feel like as well, this is definitely talking about, they're sort of really realizing that this really is it for them. It's not that they didn't know this like all the time. I think it's just that they're sort of like, it's hit them all of a sudden. They're like, this is the one. Like, what am I doing? Like why would I think any different? Why would I think, not that, you know, no, not why would I think any different? Why would I be holding unrequited love? Why would I think that this person doesn't feel as much for me as I do for them, and, you know, and that they would be, you know, disgusted by the real me if they saw the real me? I very much sense that. I very much feel like that's what that's sort of about. And they're sort of saying, like, why would I think that they wouldn't want me now? Why do I feel like I have to wait? Past life relationship. We've known each other before. Okay, this sounds so cliche, but guys, literally hear me out. I'm just being so super real with you right now. They're literally awakening to the fact that, yeah, okay, everything that she said was right. Talking about, or everything they said was right, talking about their divine feminine. Like, this is really a spiritual connection. This connection really is meaningful. There really is something here. They're awakening to that. It's not that they weren't awakened, it's just that they were sort of like, I'm hearing like delayed response. Like, we know when you have a delayed response to something. I don't know if it's just like a neurodivergent thing that happens with me, but I very much like someone will say something or do something or say a joke and I'll react like way after the fact and they're like, oh my God, that was a bit late. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. I feel like for those of you who are, you know, like in a relationship with your counterpart already, if you're like me, this is the furthest that my counterpart has ever gone with anyone. Like, I'm his longest relationship and we're almost 2 years. So regardless of that though, this is very much, he's never had gotten to this point where he's had to deal with all of this stuff that's come up. And it's amplified, right? Because I've done this before in the past, but it's amplified because of the connection. It's so spiritual and it's so important, right? So they're having to release like all of the stuff that it's like that up until now they've been interacting with us the way that they know how and they know what works. And now it's like, yeah, this is new to them. This is a new kind of love to them. Holy shit, they're realizing this. They're realizing this. They're realizing that, okay, so really what I'm getting from that is that, and looking from my counterpart in his past relationships, he's taken on this certain role, right? Which now has reached a point where, okay, I can't continue to go on this way because the role that I've taken on is accommodating to my partner and my partner only at the expense of my own needs. So he hasn't really known what it was that he's needed, and now he's getting to the point where he's realizing what you know, that he has feelings about things, maybe in opposition, and this is the duality, right? The contrast, he's receiving contrast and sort of seeing both sides of the coin, and it's like, okay, well, I deserve love too, and I deserve, like, this is a new kind of love, and it's safe. It is safe for me to allow myself to have my needs met. It is safe for me to allow, and this is what they're releasing. They're releasing the expectation or the idea that that's not true, that he's not allowed that they're not allowed that. And this is they're feeling very passionate about this. Very, very passionate about this. It's like sort of getting them feeling passionate too. Healing family issues. Yep. There's a lot of, as we know, childhood stuff. And especially if your counterpart, either you or your counterpart has sort of grown up in an environment where there wasn't an emphasis on that. You know, you weren't taught or shown how to regulate your emotions, or, you know, that you do have needs and it's important for you to speak up about what it is that you need. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. That's what they're going through. They're realizing that they have needs and they are allowed to be met. And I think that they're awakening too, because I very much have said this to mine very, very many times. Like, what do you need from me? Like, I want to give that to you. I'm here and willing. I'm not saying that your needs aren't important, but that was a very jarring thing. And it was more like, you know, it was just a very foreign concept. So you naturally don't do it. So yesterday, right, I piggybacking off, you know, realizing, oh, like, I need to have fun and I want to have fun and things like that, was very much realizing, hey, what can I do that, you know, what can I suggest for him to do that gets him feeling that fun, joyful, playful him that, you know, I knew from the beginning. And yesterday he played soccer with his workmates, and they usually just go to the pub after for some dinner and a couple of drinks. And I was like, why don't I drop you off and you just let me know when you're done and I'll pick you up, you know? Because that's not something that we've usually sort of done. And I very much put an emphasis on myself of not wanting to party once we got into the relationship. I still don't have like a desire to party, but it's sort of, that was removed everything. And yeah, so I suggested that to him, and he was like, what for? Like, it's fine, I'll just drive. And I was like, well, okay, well, you know, I'm happy to, we're getting dinner, me and my sisters were hanging out, and we were having a sissy night. And I was like, well, the girls are coming over, and, you know, we're going to get dinner out that way. I'm more than happy to drop you off or something like that. And he was like, it's almost like, yeah, he didn't trust that. Or it was just really weird. Like, where is this coming from? Like, why is she suggesting that? Because I never have before. It was just that I never thought to. And I feel like it might have made him a little bit suspicious, because where they go to the pub is we were getting dinner right next door. And he was like, oh, he messaged me before he got home. He's like, oh, how come you guys didn't come in and say, like, see us and say hello? I was like, oh, like, I wasn't thinking that. Like, we were just grabbing our dinner and we were going and sitting somewhere and eating it. Like, it was not, you know. And I was like, did that upset you that I didn't do that? Like, I'm sorry if it did. And he goes, no, I was just curious. And I definitely think that he was sort of maybe a little bit like, this is weird. Like, why is she, you know what I mean? Like, it was very, yeah, I just sensed, I really sensed that there was a little bit of suspicion. Like, even this morning when he went to go to work, he gave me a kiss before he went to work, and he walked away, and I grabbed him and I was like, oi. And he was like, what? Like, he got defensive straight away because he thought that I was going to have the shits with him about something. And I was just like, I just wanted to say, like, really enthusiastically, I was just like, I'm really proud of you for working so hard. He was like, oh, thank you. And so, yeah, I definitely think that it's very much like him. This is definitely the kind of energy that he's releasing, especially from his ex and past situations. There was very much a, I know that situation, it was very much him having to apologize all the time for little things. And, you know, I could see moments where the other person had been triggered and would like lash out in response to that with him, and he would always be the one to have to sort of like take accountability and things like that. And that was very much present in his childhood too. So yeah, I really feel like this is sort of like really what they're thinking about. I love it. Very, very interesting. Let's see. Let's get some animal, Wild Unknown Animal Spirit cards, okay, by Kim Kranz. I'm not very familiar with these cards, so I may need to look up the meanings of the spirit. Okay, so we've got a bee that's just come out. Spirit, you didn't even let me ask what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, you know, what's energy the Divine Masculine is in today. So we've got the bee. So bee is like very hardworking. It's very part of a team. They all work together, right? And they all have a goal, a common goal. So I feel like they're very much on par here with us, energetically speaking. Oyster and buffalo. Okay, buffalo energy gives me like Taurus energy, and it's very much, look at the illustrations on these cards. They're absolutely beautiful. Taurus energy is very stable. It's very like, this is very, very committed energy. What else are they at today? I'm going to look up the oyster and the buffalo as well, and the bee. Fire ants and frog. Okay. So let's start with the bee. Okay, with the frogs here. Clearing, cleansing, and healing. Clear energy and enthusiasm for life. So if we sort of see that they're a little bit, if you're in contact with your masculine, and or you see anywhere else on social media or something that they're seeming quite enthusiastic, this is a really good sign, and a really good sign that they are definitely clearing out what needs to go. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished. Wow, that is so true for my situation. So it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. I was getting water stuff too, especially with the sailboat when I was channeling. Forgive and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry a heavy load. And I feel like they're really sort of realizing that. Beautiful. What else? Oyster. Patient. Secret keeper. Hiding inner treasures. To bring into balance, share something. Okay. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. Wow. Okay, so the Damascens today are really awakening to what it is that they want to do. They're allowing themselves to dream here. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Oh, I absolutely love that. That's amazing. Okay. Buffalo, grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. So they're practical yet they're allowing, same with the crown chakra thing, right? They're allowing their spirituality to come through. They're allowing themselves to awaken more to their spirituality. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise toward heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we all allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. I really feel like they're feeling like they can tackle things head on. Trusting, pure presence. I love that. What else do we have? The fire ant. Here we go. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. Okay, so this is what they're coming out of. This is what they're releasing. And the fire ant and the frog came out together. So the frog was the releasing, cleansing, healing, being overworked and undernourished, okay? Because I feel like for a lot of the masculines that resonate, a lot of you guys that resonate with me and this journey and this collective here, a lot of the masculines are releasing what it is. There's a sense of like overworking. They're really getting ready to release their jobs because I feel like this is what's keeping them from progressing, okay? Fire ant energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or a situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive. Don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. That's what they're doing. I feel like they're finally now realizing, okay, this is too much. When in balance, thoughtful and disciplined. When out of balance, argues, excess heat, gossips. To bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. Interesting. And then we have the bee. Hardworking, democratic, earnest. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final task is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties at once. Since they're artists at heart, they usually add creative details to the overall vision. Joyous personalities, for the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they are gripe and then sting. So when in balance, the bee personality is content, active, and vibrant. When out of balance, overworked, annoyed. To bring into balance instead of mini vacation. The masculines are really realizing they've been overworked and they're not dealing with that anymore. And we've been saying this to our masculines for a long time. We've been saying like, you're burnt out. You're really, really burnt out. And this is what began this disconnect, right? Obviously on our end we were burnt out too. The burnout that I experienced 3 months ago then was followed by his burnout. Literally the thing that got me out of my burnout was him being in burnout. It was sort of like that's just how it naturally occurred. It's very interesting. Let's get some numerology cards today. All right. Divine masculines. Where are the divine masculines at today in regards to the divine feminines? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Again, They're balancing. They're bringing themselves into their sort of more spiritual side. They're opening up to the awareness, their spiritual awareness. It's time to take action. Yep, they're realizing this. They're like, I need to get this happening. No more holding back. No more waiting. No more dawdling. Oh my God, a fiery climax approaches. Both Aries cards. So this has been happening since the full moon in Pisces. And they've been sort of needing to awaken to that call since the full moon in Pisces, which, when was that? Let me look that up. And the new moon in Aries that we just had is very much a part of this too. Full moon in Pisces 2022. Oh, here we go. Okay, so the new moon in Pisces was March 2nd. The next full moon in Pisces will be September the 10th. But if we go back to last year, then that means... full moon in Pisces 2021. September last year? When was, I don't know why I didn't just do this in the beginning, the last full moon in Pisces? Yeah, September 20. So last September, which was our 1 year anniversary. Okay, interesting. I've got on the bottom of the deck, communication is key. This is what and this has been a big thing, communication. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. This is happening. This is happening this weekend. Okay, full moon in Libra. I will be doing a full moon reading for Twin Flames, Divine Counterparts, and also we'll be doing the full moon in the signs. Work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. So this is, we've been working through our fears. So have they. This is them. They're really sort of, this is bringing a win-win outcome. I love that. Okay. And Libra talks about balance, balancing the scales. This is what's happening, taking action to balance the scales. I feel like we've been doing work on our fears and they've been doing work on their fears, and they've been really trying, since last year, they've really been trying to balance their sense of practicality and spirituality. And I feel like for a lot of them, they've been struggling to balance the practical side, you know, more practical than spiritual. A time to give rather than take. Beautiful. So they're realizing that, okay, it's time for me to start giving back into the connection now. And conclusions are within reach. This is where they're at. This is where they're at. I absolutely love that. Luck is on your side. Have faith in your dreams. I feel like they're really sort of, that's really interesting. They're getting sick of like their job situations that aren't providing them anything substantial, anything good. They're realizing that there's a lot more bad than good coming through. All right, let's get some more of where the divine masculines are at today when it comes to the feminines. Okay, we've got appreciate this moment. Each and every situation has an opportunity to grow and find love, and that's exactly what they're doing today and for the rest of the week. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. Absolutely. I feel like that's talking about them feeling as though they can't communicate, or feeling as though like they don't know how they can be in relationship with all of these fears and things coming up. And I feel like a lot of them have probably been really worried about how they can move forward when they feel that way. The simple solution is to just speak up. But there's a fear. There's a fear when it comes to that of, if I speak up, I'm going to be left. Just realizing, because that's what happened with his last relationship. He's probably connecting, our masculines are probably connecting all the dots to where they're at right now and what they're needing to face and what they're being pushed to do. They perceive that as what caused a lot of, failure for them in their last relationship, or, whatever it is for them. Speaking up is, they've internalized that they can't speak up. Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. Wow. Okay. So that's what they're coming to love us. They're realizing it's important to love others deeply, and they're really treasuring. They're really treasuring their feminine. Love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth. And this is something we've been doing too. We've been really sort of coming to the realization that, like I just got a message almost an hour ago from him. Hope you're having a good day today. Let me just reply quickly. And see, acknowledging things like that, appreciating this moment, and knowing that love is all around you all the time. That's what they're doing as well. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through actions. This week, let's see what they're doing this week to express their love through actions. Let's get some tarot. Spirit team, what are the divine masculines doing this week, today and this week, to express their love through actions? King of Pentacles. Okay, so something to do with their stability, their finances. I feel like they're really sort of they're really focusing on, King of Cups, balancing spirituality and practicality. That's literally what I see. They're balancing their emotions with their focus on stability. Yep, they're progressing because of this. They're realizing, okay, I need to pick up a new wand and start something new. So I feel like they could be starting something new this week, or really focusing on starting something new, realizing, okay, yep, they're getting an idea, or they're getting inspiration to do something new or start something new, and they're going for it. And they're going for it. Literally, this is literally mirroring what I'm saying. I can't. I feel like as well, they're really sort of focusing on, okay, what a new beginning. So what it is that they can do to bring a new start to the connection as well. I was like, I knew it. I was like, these fell out, and I was like, I'm not going to look at them. I'm going to continue channeling what I'm channeling and then turn it over, bringing something new to the connection. Okay, what is this? What is it that they're bringing, that they're thinking of bringing something new? It's a sense of balance. They're restoring balance. Okay, love that. And the Page of Pentacles also talks about self-discovery and discovery. So they're realizing and they're learning this. Yeah, this is bringing a huge shift and change and transformation to the connection. Yep, exactly. A brand new start, a brand new beginning. Wow, I feel like this new moon, this full moon in Libra is going to, they're offering something. I feel like it's going to be very, very important. It's gonna change and shift a lot for them. Where does he have Libra? Yeah, so he has Libra in the ninth house. Okay, so balancing out. Yeah, look where you have Libra and look where they have Libra. It's commitment. It's long term. It's a solidification. Is that even a word? It's a solidification of the connection. So some of you guys this week, or this is what this week, this is what they're focusing on. They're taking strides toward this. Okay, so for a lot of you, you could be being asked to be their girlfriend or their boyfriend or their partner, and others of you as well, this could be something a little bit more long term. Some of you could be asked to move in. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. This is very much like this is you holding the pentacle that they were giving with the Page of Pentacles. So they're giving you a pentacle of theirs, which is like a token of their love. Yeah, you could be asked to move in. Some of you could be proposed to. Oh, okay. So where we have felt, look, Five of Pentacles, we've felt left out. We've felt abandoned. We've felt like we've really been struggling on, and we've been remaining stable. They're wanting to give that back to us now. They're wanting to show us how appreciative they are of, you know, the time that we've, and how much, you know, we've, how much we've committed, how committed we've been. They're showing us that they're seeing exactly how committed we've been, and they are in return wanting to show us how committed they are moving forward. Wow. Okay, so they're bringing a sense of joy and love back into the connection, and they're moving into calmer waters with this energy, right? This joy, this childlike energy. And they are also, with the Page of Swords, there's going to be conversations about that. There's going to be conversations about also childhood trauma and stuff like that too, where they're realizing, this is what they're communicating that. This is what I've realized, and this is how I realized how this has affected me, and I don't want this to continue to affect me. And it'll be stuff that we've already known, but it'll be stuff that we have, yeah. Hi, Princess. It'll be stuff we've already known, but it'll be stuff that we've sort of like held back on telling them because it's their journey and they need to. There's no point in us going, you've got an abandonment, a mother wound or a father wound. You know what I mean? Like it's theirs to figure out and it's theirs to discover. And it's been hard because we've discovered that first. But they're coming to the end of that. They're closing that cycle once and for all. They're all seeing. They can't escape. They can't escape that now. They understand and they see. They see. And they're going to be expressing that they see. Let's get some of these. Desire, okay? Desire. So they're going to be expressing what their desires are, and what their desires are like for themselves, but also like in their own lives, but also for the connection. There's also going to be a lot of probably sexual desire too that you might find. This is what I was talking about, the Kundalini. Transition. There's a candle there. They're both, there's, is that? Yeah, Pisces here. Pisces, signification, significance, Pisces moon. Okay, he has a Pisces moon. Desire and transition, so that this desire is going to be what transitions this new change. Okay, and it's also going to be quite grounding too. Okay, quite grounding here. It's what anchors in this new shift. So for a lot of us, this is union coming, a new cycle of union, reunion, reconnecting. Protection, okay? There's a sense of, there's a couple of things. So there's a sense of protection to the connection, and this is what this is helping ground in, that sense of protection, especially Kundalini. I feel like, I don't know if it's a thing, but there's a sense that the Kundalini activation or reactivation or reawakening between the two counterparts is definitely acts as a protective energy over the connection. I feel like too, they're really sort of being protective over us and wanting to protect us and wanting to protect the connection and the love that they have for us. Wisdom, yeah, they have this understanding. They have this sense of knowledge. There's numbers 11 here, numbers 22. Emotion. They've gained emotional wisdom here, and they're wanting to. There we go, Pisces again. They're really wanting to sort of protect that, and they understand how they're feeling very protective over the connection. It's like they feel this sense of, okay, I need to maintain this in a positive sense. Like I'm ready to sort of like continue to put in what it is that I've seen that you've been putting in. It's like you've been tending to the crops while I've been sick in bed, type of thing. Happiness. They're wanting to bring in this sense of happiness. This is what they're going to be doing. They're realizing that their happiness is ruled by their emotions, and when their emotions aren't good, like that's the only thing. Like they tend to their own happiness. They're also realizing too that relationship is, you know, and this is us too, realizing, yeah, here we go, duality. The relationship isn't necessarily the main sort of, I guess, source of the happiness. They're realizing, okay, well, the relationship is always constantly a source of happiness. But in order to be able to access that, I have to sort of make sure that I'm able to, that I'm receptive to that happiness by being happy within myself or striving for happiness. Otherwise, I can't receive what the relationship is providing. Passion. There's going to be some passion happening. I know it. Attraction. That's Libra on that card. Yeah, this weekend, I was just thinking about the full moon this weekend. This full moon is going to be very, very powerful. Libra is about relationships. Libra rules the 7th house. So the seventh houses are going to be activated, even if you don't have Libra in the 7th house. Ooh, okay. Hope and continuance. So there's hope when it comes to the continuance of this connection. Everything is restored. Stability, balance, understanding. And I feel like you both are able to come together and we're able to be on the same page as one another after, you know, a period of not being able to be. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm just going to grab, not as in-depth, obviously, Divine Feminines, because I know sort of where we're at. We know where we're at. I just want to grab some, I'm going to ask for a bunch of these. I'm going to put them together. What we can expect from our Divine Masculines today. Okay, maybe that one. Spirit team, what we can expect from our Divine Masculines today. So whenever you're seeing this, that's fine. Doesn't matter if you're seeing this months in the future. Whenever you're seeing this, so what can we expect from our Divine Masculines today? Spirit team, what can we expect from our Divine Masculines today? Okay. Is there any more with that? A few fell out, but one really fell out over it. What can we expect from our Divine Masculines today? Two there. Let's get some of these. What can we expect? What can the Divine Feminines expect from their Divine Masculines today? more. Okay, they were adamant about 2 more, so. Sorry, guys. And some tarot. What can the Divine Feminines expect from the Divine Masculines today? Maybe 2 more tarot cards. Wonderful. And then I also just want to grab for the rest of the week as well. The weekend. That's what I'm going to do. The weekend. Let's start with these ones. Spirit team, what can the Divine Feminines expect from their masculines for the week, this weekend, this current weekend? Thank you. What can the Divine Feminines expect from their masculines over this weekend? This one. Can the Divine Feminines expect from their masculines over the weekend? Okay, taking those. Lots of Romance Angels cards fell out there. Yes. No, okay. And then Spirit Animal cards. What energies can, what can the feminines expect? Okay, beautiful, 2 there. And then some tarot. What can the feminines expect from the masculines over the weekend? I'm hearing bliss. It's going to feel like bliss this weekend. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look, shall we? I'm just going to make some better room here. I'm excited to see. Okay. Okay, so firstly, we've got for today. Okay, forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. Okay, so they're forgiving themselves today, but also they may be seeking forgiveness. Maybe they may be apologizing or saying that they're sorry for, being so distant or not being very connected or, not connecting. Today, a new romantic cycle begins. That's new moon in Libra energy there. Very soon, clearly decide what it is you want so that it comes to you now. Okay, so that's what they're doing today. They're realizing, okay, next steps. What do I want to sort of bring in next? What am I, what am I doing next? Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So you can expect them to sort of be a little bit flirty today. They're very much forgiving themselves here, and they're sort of taking the pressure off themselves. And I feel like after a result of the flirting, like just be receptive to that. Because I feel like some really, really beautiful things will come as a result. Leadership. Okay, so they're taking the lead here. Wonderful, wonderful. Clarity. They're sort of, they understand this forgiveness, them forgiving themselves is really giving them a sense of understanding here. And they can see as well what it is that they want and where they're wanting to go. And they know this. And it's making them, it's their new romantic cycle begins, that they're feeling a little bit flirty, like they're feeling flirty. So expect that flirtation. We've got the otter, which this is joy. This is, and I think I remember, this is joy. This is a light-hearted energy, very playful. Okay. The cobra. I feel like this is very, could be sensual. Nightingale. Okay. I will look those up now quickly. Okay. The otter. Unobstructed joy. Thank goodness. Yes, please. Playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the animal spirit deck. The otter represents absolute bliss. I was hearing that before the other deck. Interesting. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. And this is the flirtiness. Extend your light-hearted energy to others, okay? They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits, full of love, needs nothing. Wow, okay, I love that. Here we go, cobra. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. Student of life, humble and wise. The cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. Ever protecting, we got the protection there as well. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. A student of life, humble and wise, taking a class or study. So they may be wanting to study. And I know for my masculine, that's definitely something that he's been wanting to do, but sort of hasn't had that, okay, let me do it. That's very, very interesting. Very interesting. But ever loving, ever protecting. And then the nightingale. We've been waiting for communication, haven't we? Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is within us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. This is interesting because I'm a singer and I'm a songwriter, and I'm going to be writing a song, finishing writing a song that I've written about everything that's I've been going through. I will definitely post it for you guys to listen to once it's done. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. Wow. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. I definitely feel like our masculines are very much opening up and speaking, communicating. Music, lump in the throat, is when it's out of balance. When in balance, sings, speaks freely with kindness. I feel like some of them are being inspired by music today. There's a song they hear. I'm hearing a song by Pixie Lott. Goodness. It's called Turn It Up, I think. So this is talking about like a breakup, but these lyrics are very, you can see them in a very, like, in a way of a renewal. The old way of being in a relationship is done. We're renewing and we're coming into, this is union. Look it up, Turn It Up by Pixie Lott. That's absolutely beautiful there. And then the 3 tarot cards, oh my gosh. Wow, okay. So Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. This is a student. They're being patient. They're committed. They're recommitting to something that they want. They're committing to something that they want here, okay, which is us. But also I feel like in their own person. So I feel like they're realizing this in their personal life, and then it's happening, that it's inspiring them to recommit, not recommit to us, but it's playing out for us too. Okay, that's absolutely amazing. So that's what we can expect from them today. So for some of you, this is going to be happening in the 3D. For some of you, it won't be. It'll be happening in the 5D. Like, especially if you guys are in physical separation, this is what I feel like, because this is starting with either their work or what it is that they want to do. So over the weekend, this is what we can expect from them. So we've got ask for help. What is it you really need help with? Be willing to allow yourself the support you need. Oh my God, they're going to be asking for our support and for our help. This is them vocalizing and speaking up what it is they need because they feel safe enough to do so. Your commitment is being tested. Okay, so they're allowing themselves to sort of, I feel like they're asking, so that their commitment is being tested, and this is why they're asking for help. Wow, wow, wow. Attraction, okay, children, new love, trust, and heart-to-heart conversations. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so this is inner child stuff. So they're attracting, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So they're being really present, okay? And in doing so, it's healing inner child stuff, but it's also, for both of us, but it's also, they're realizing it's a new sense of love coming in, and they're realizing that this is new love that they can trust, and they're trusting enough to have those heart-to-heart conversations. This is amazing. This is really powerful weekend because it's Easter weekend. Success. We have the vulture and the moth, okay? And we have the sun and the hanged man. So this is growth through being patient, but through seeing a different perspective, seeking higher guidance, seeking enlightenment. This is them being enlightened. This is seeking the enlightenment, and this is having the enlightenment. Look at the colors. Wow. Okay, I'm going to read the... they're both air. Okay. So the moth. Impulsive, hasty, or wishful. Okay, so when in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical. So I very much feel like this is the energy they're going to be in. So it says the moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. The moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. So I feel like easy solutions, I feel like especially for our counterparts that have been worrying about like their work stuff, okay? It's easy money. It's not at all what they want to be doing. It's not at all what they're desiring, but it's easy money. So, and it's practical, right? So they're sticking it out and they're doing it, but they're realizing now that that's got to change. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. What they're saying about burnout, it is helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulation of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. Wow, that's amazing. And then we have the vulture here. Guardian and purifier, essential for rebalance. Wow, they're really rebalancing, and they're realizing, okay, things are going to change now. And I feel like they're expressing that to us today in some kind of way, that they're done and that they want change. And I feel like over the weekend they're asking for help on how to get there, or maybe they're asking for your opinion on something. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance, the connection and their life. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. Okay, so I feel like as well they're seeing, okay, my work situation, my life situation, it's a mess, but it's actually really, and look at the vulture. It's got the purple aura. And that's what I was seeing with the crown chakra, the crown. Wow, they're very much emanating that energy. When in balance, clarifies, reveals wisdom. Bring into balance, clean your space, or sage. I feel like they're really realizing, they're having this realization, okay, things need to change. There's actually an opportunity, blessing in disguise. This is opportunity for growth, evolution, expansion. And they're going to be talking about that. And it's going to feel a little bit, I guess a little bit scary for them. But this is why they're asking for help, because they feel as though they can trust, excuse me, they can trust, yeah, look, fear, burping, fear. They can trust our assistance. Because if anything, I think we're the ones that are doing this type of stuff. We're the ones that take risks, and they're not used to taking risks because they were taught that you just play it safe. You don't take risks in life. But no risk, no reward, and we know that, and we embody that, and that's why it's triggering for them. But I feel like they're embracing that this week. All right, guys, let me know if this resonated below. Keep me updated. Let me know how this plays out for you guys over the weekend. Don't forget to subscribe for more like this, and to follow me on Instagram. On Instagram, I post daily counterpart messages, so you can keep updated daily with the energy. What else? If you guys would like a personal reading, or a divine counterpart reading, the energies of you and your divine counterpart, please definitely reach out to me on Instagram, send me a message. I will, if I get enough desire for that, then I will just add it to my Etsy shop. But definitely just for now, I will be doing those privately. So message me on Instagram if you would like a private divine counterpart twin flame reading, and we can get that happening. And I will see you guys in the next video.